Welcome to episode 1 of Design Tool. This is where I'm going to do a roundup of stuff I saw online related to design. Just kind of put it in a digest. So let's get started. First thing on the list is a little interaction that Mike Rundle, whose name, Mike Rundle, that definitely sounds like a prank name. But anyways, it's a good tip about this interaction where instead of like clipping things, they grow in. So curious to see if this actually ends up in other things outside of iOS, but I think it's a good pattern because, yeah, we've all run into that problem of like clipping a bunch of tags or something. So anyways, moving on. Let's see. Okay, we've got people talking about the Slack landing page. So let's pull it up. Let's go to Slack. So I haven't used Slack in a while, probably about a year, but I remember it was getting kind of cluttered by the time I quit using it. So they got bought by Salesforce, obviously, Slack from Salesforce. You always know it's going to be bad whenever these icons start, or the logo starts having like, a Salesforce company, buy, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, technology purple was unavoidable. It's fine, It's like everybody knows what Slack is. It's like, do you think they're actually like getting any like leads from their marketing page? I don't think so. Whatever. It's not cute, but it's not terrible either. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just like awful design. Like, should you have something way better if you're $1 billion company? I don't really mind it that much. But anyways, maybe I just don't care. Let's move on. Okay. This is some drama. Okay, this guy, Josh Pigford, has been posting about this for months. The story goes, he paid some freelancer to make a bunch of SVG icons for his product, and they were just like taking logos from the stock market and, making them fit in the app, right? Pretty simple, kind of mindless work. But eventually the guy just stopped answering him, and this guy's been on Twitter for months now just complaining about how this guy robbed $70,000 from him, which is, that's not funny, but it is kind of, it's a little funny. It's not good though. It's this guy, Zach Nielsen. Apparently he's the designer who did it. And now he's saying he's like slowly trying to scrub himself from the internet. So I don't know. Has anyone ever worked with Zach Nielsen before? Have they ever seen him? What is he doing now? He took $70,000, but is he picking up other contracts too? I haven't heard his side of the story. He hasn't posted. He's been going totally under the radar. So he might, and it looks like he got away with it, right? This guy's been posting about how it like doesn't even make sense, like financially, for them to sue them and yada yada yada. But pretty silly way to lose 70 grand is just by paying this guy for something he didn't deliver. So, anyways, that's Zach Nielsen. I'm very curious if anybody has heard anything about this guy. RIP. Okay, now we have the diagram guys. So these dudes joined Figma about a year ago. And yeah, what is this? Diagram. So I never knew what this was. Really? They were like AI for design. Now their webpage just leads straight to Figma. Figma AI. What is this? Figma.com/AI. So I don't know. I don't know what they actually had built. It was a lot of this stuff, like design. Oh, I turn that down. I don't know if you're like generating icons and stuff. I don't know. I could never tell what they were doing. I don't know if it was like unavailable to people or what, or if there's a wait list or something. I don't know. It just looked like a lot of fluff to me because I was never able to figure out what exactly it was. But they got acquired by Figma almost a year ago before this tweet came out. And now all those guys are leaving Figma. So what happened? Their contract expired and Figma chose not to renew it or what? I don't know. I'm curious to hear if anybody knows what the story is there because it's a little strange timing and who knows what it is. It's like, I know Figma had that big launch of Figma AI, but then it turned out that it was just like, it was trained on like 3 designs. And if you tried to do a weather app, it would just look like the iOS weather app and all this stuff. So there's some drama around that. And I don't know. So maybe that was Dylan Field like clapping down on the AI stuff and be like, actually, this sucks and isn't what design's about. But I don't know. I'm just speculating. So who knows? We'll follow these guys, see where they end up. But everybody's definitely curious. I think they should just tell us. Okay. Now this is this one's pretty funny. So this guy posted a thread about leaving Bali early, which I thought digital nomads were gone. I didn't know that was still a thing. I thought everybody was like over that stuff now. But here's a picture of him getting his IV in Dubai. And this thread is fucking hilarious. He says that the locals are so nice, but I didn't meet a single person who hadn't gotten ill. So he's like talking about open air sewers. Like, what is a near miss with an open sewer? What is it? Did he want to step into it or something? And he's like, okay, so he was there for 2 months. He says, I was hit by a van carrying chickens. Had a moped go into the back of me, which is a weird way to write that. Chased by dogs while going on a run. And I'm wondering, when's he going to fucking get the message? And I guess he got it after 2 months and he left. But I just think it's funny that these things still happen and these people are still out here doing it. And he's like, I'm going back to Dubai, which is clean, safe, and doesn't have its own illness named after it. But you know what it does have named after it? Sharia law. So anyways, and he's also the guy who does like stuff about growing YouTube channels, which I don't get. You should just do what I do and post something totally different from the last thing every 3 months and not really make any sense. Anyways, sorry all that happened to you in Bali. Hope the IV went well. This is a fun one. This is Gavin Nelson. This is a great designer. He works at Linear. Little tip on doing iPhone recordings to avoid having the little red bubble. He says if you plug in your phone and use QuickTime, you can do recording and it'll look good without the recording indicator. So that's a super helpful tip. I had no idea about this before he posted. I don't know if everybody might have done this except for me, but pretty cool little tip. So shout out Gavin. Okay, now we got something else that's kind of funny. This was going around on Twitter. Somebody posted this website came out. They made a decentralized financial product and named it after the way black people talk. I don't know whose idea it was to call this AAVE, but what are you smoking? That's already taken. You can't do. It's like the stupidest thing you could possibly name it. It's like African American vernacular English, but make it crypto. So anyways, I mean, it like looks cute. It reminds me a lot of like material design where like nothing kind of looks like, you know, like anything, but it's slick, I guess. So anyways, I don't know. Feels indicative of a lot of crypto stuff. So whatever. I just wanted to highlight that because I don't think anybody who actually worked on this knows what this means. And it's just deeply ironic and stupid and disgusting to me. Anyways, moving on to something cute. This is a little self-promotion. I made this Mac app called Calmoji Drawer. And look at this cute little icon I made for it in Blender. It lives up in your top menu bar, and you can type in and generate icons. You can like even test it out here. Like if you want to have like let's do a cat with a sniper rifle. This is like hooked up to OpenAI's stuff or whatever. So you can create stuff. If you want to be the most annoying person on Slack, that's how I imagine it, right? That's pretty fun. So yeah, you can download it for free or you can get it on the Mac App Store for $5, which is considered more of a donation. So don't buy it if you don't want to, right? You can get it for free on my website. But anyways, give that a shot. So that's the roundup of episode 1 of Design Tool. Send me stuff if you see any more design stuff you think would be fun to get rounded up into a big list. Hope maybe I'll do more positive stuff next time, but I see a lot of stupid shit on design Twitter, so I just wanted to, put it all together for posterity. There's a lot of stuff I left out, but regardless, you get the idea. So that's it until our next episode of Design Tool.